So today I want to talk about the PSVR2, give you a review. I'm coming from the Quest 2 and having used that standalone and PC VR, so I'm going to compare that to the PSVR2 and kind of go through the features, the goods, the not so goods, what kind of price you should buy this at, and give you my thoughts in case you're kind of sitting on the fence with all the recent sales. So the PSVR2, to start with, is a very adjustable headset. It's very comfortable. If you're coming from sort of like a standalone Quest or something like that, you're gonna be pretty amazed. Like back here, this padding is just beautiful. It's just like this, like rubber, but with soft cushioning underneath, and all around here on the top. And it comes as standard with these blinders, like like what horses wear, this thing to block out light. And then this is also rubber, which is great because the Quests don't come with that. Again, so quickly, one of the things about the Quests, even the Quest 3, is that they're very standalone. They kind of try to milk you for each additional accessory. You won't find yourself like the PSVR2 is everything in one. Even got an IPD adjuster, so like if everyone's eyeballs are different spaces, you literally roll this wheel and the lenses inside adjust. And we'll start with the hardware, and we'll talk about games and everything in a little while. It comes with headphones, which you plug into the back. You can use your own, but it comes with this kind of neat feature here where the headphones it comes with are like unique to the headset, and the 3.5mm jack is there. And then the other side clips in, so it stays there nicely, and then they do this, and then you can push them in there, and that keeps them nice for storage. These headphones are actually pretty good. Again, you can use your own. You can't use Bluetooth. That is one of the downsides. If you want to use like your AirPods or something with Bluetooth, you'll have to connect it to the TV and then change it all in the settings. You cannot connect them directly to the headset like you can with the Quest. Yeah, I found this really good. As someone who wears glasses, I've now got prescription lenses in here, which I've got another video on. There's lots of space. This button here allows you to pull the headset in and out, and then this button at the back allows you press it in and you pull it out to kind of adjust to fit on your head, and then you click it up, get it nice and snug. It's the most adjustable, comfy headset you can find. Let's talk about the controllers. Controllers are very good. Probably the best ones you'll find. They've got the triggers that the PS5 controller has, that kind of have resistance, and playing games like Gun Club VR, you will find like the pistol, you'll pull back and then it will hit that break point and then pull through it. It's very immersive. It's got vibration. This headset itself has vibration. So actually, I think it's one of the only headsets that vibrate. Like if you get shot in a game, the headset will vibrate. That's pretty cool. Adds to the immersion. It's just connected to the PS5 via one long USB-C cable that has to go into the front USB-C port on the PS5, and that's it. Cables, 2-3 meters, whatever, 10 to 15 feet. You have buttons on the bottom here, so there's a see-through button. You press this when you got the headset on, and then you can look out the cameras and actually see things. This one, I think mutes the microphone. I can't remember. And there's a power button, so you have to turn the PS5 on, then press the power button on this, and then the headset turns on, and you can see the PS5 menu through the lenses, and then you navigate to your games that way. It's a little bit less like with the Quest, you are in your own virtual environment and it's a bit flat, but it does the job. So overall, the hardware I'm very pleased with. It has an OLED screen versus the Quests and the Metas, where a lot of other manufacturers use LCD screens because of the kind of pixel structure. Now this is a trade-off. Having used both, and people have complained about mirror and like the PSVR being a bit blurry because the OLED pixel structure is different and it just makes things a bit more grainy, and that's true. I recently spent like a whole day going through both headsets, playing the same games back to making sure, hey, I plugged the Quest into PC VR, so it's similar graphics and things. Now the Quest and the LCD screens are clearer, right? They're sharper, there's no doubt about that, but the amount that it is not great. It's noticeable if you're very picky about those things like I am. Like if you can notice the difference between like PS4 and PS5 games, or you know, you want that ultimate thing, you will notice. If you have both, you'll notice it. If you've never used VR headset and you just want one, get PSVR2, you're not going to notice it or care. If you're coming from a Quest 2 like I was and you're thinking, it's still worth the trade-off in my opinion, but you will notice a little bit of graininess and it's harder to get into that sweet spot on the PSVR2. The downside with the Quest and the LCD screen is that the darks are grey. It's just the same as an OLED TV versus an LCD TV these days, LED TV. Even on the menu screens, when it, like a screen goes black and you get a circle when it's loading a game, you can notice it's grey. On the PSVR2 headset, it's black because it's OLED. It's black. So it is a trade-off. You know, you do get the HDR, then all of that impact on the PSVR2 headset, and the real immersion of, like, you know, Walking Dead going through a dark place is dark. It's not so much on the Quest and LCD ones, but then they're sharper by a bit. Like I said, I went back and forth because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep the PSVR2 headset. I thought, do I need one? You know, I have a Quest 2. I can actually play more games on that, which we'll get to. But I decided to keep it because actually, yes, it's better. It's got a wider field of view than even the Quest 3. Now, I'm comparing it to the Quest 2. The Quest 3 has pancake lenses, which this doesn't. The PSVR2 does not. The Quest 2 does not. The pancake lenses make everything even more sharp and clear. So, if you're going, Quest 3 or PSVR2, well, that's a more difficult decision. If you're upgrading, it depends which ecosystem you want to go with. Again, the PSVR2 lacks in games compared to the Quest. So the Quest, you know, you can play standalone, you can play like PSVR, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. The PSVR2, you're limited to PSVR2 games. Now that the adapter is out, you can use it on the PC, so that is a big plus. But if we're just talking native stores, the PSVR2 like support is far less, and it is a bit more ad hoc. So, for example, Compound just came out on the PSVR2, which is a roguelike kind of like SNES shooter thing, which has been out for a couple years on PC VR and other headsets. Sony also did a really terrible job in that it's not backwards compatible with PSVR. So the original PSVR, with all the weird light tracking, a lot of games never got ported to the PSVR2. So games like the London Heist game and like just a lot of those games never came across the PSVR2 or haven't yet. Now they're still porting things. And things still have happened, but sometimes you even have to pay an upgrade, like Thumper I own on the original PSVR through PlayStation Plus. They want like $5 to upgrade it to the PSVR2 version. It's a little bit janky. However, it's also simpler. If you don't want to deal with shenanigans like PC shenanigans, Meta, like the Meta store, it's weird. Like the Meta Quest store, even in the headset, is still weird. Like how you navigate it's confusing. You're like, where do I find when? You know, you put loads of things on to download, and then you have to. I was like, where do I go to find my downloads and all this stuff? The plus side about the PSVR is that you know where, because it's the PS5 UI, and also you just buy a game through the store. The store it downloads to PS5. You don't even have to be using this. You can be playing a completely normal game while downloading the other game. The actual system support is good. You go, like with the headset on, you go into the options, you kind of look around. It has eye tracking to make everything more clear, which is kind of underused. That's a good feature. It's got a lot of like inbuilt support, so you know, you're not sure how far apart to set your IPD with this, it like helps you. It's like, oh, scroll backwards until your eyes are in the middle, and then it makes a ding. And so there's all of that stuff where it's very foolproof. Like if you just want a headset to use and seamlessly play, you can. And you don't have to keep this plugged in all the time. I keep it stored. When I want to play it, I just plug it into the USB, put it on. Now, also the good thing is that it uses the power of the PS5. So if you don't have a PC that's strong enough to play PC VR games at a good kind of frame rate, this is also a great purchase, because you simply plug it in and play the damn game. You know, with PC VR, I was tinkering the other day, and you have all these settings, and you're like, should I set it higher, should I set it lower, every time you go in a game, and this and that, and this is wrong, and then you can stream this. And yeah, you have options of like streaming wirelessly over Wi-Fi to your Quest headset, but it's a complete nightmare to set up and to use. And like, I'm sure there will be people who don't mind doing that if you're like a PC gamer already. I just wanted to plug in the headset and use it and have the full graphics, not the Quest inbuilt mobile graphics version of a game. So this, for me, was a good buy, and it kind of, whether you should buy it is kind of along those lines too. Like, are you more of a PC gamer? If you are, probably get Quest. However, you can get this now that there's the PC adapter out, but it's still $50. If you are a PlayStation player already and you kind of want to advance that ecosystem, then this is probably a better buy, especially if you're not really comfortable with how powerful your PC is and plugging things in and like, yeah, oh, you can't get Half-Life Alyx, so okay. There are still plenty of good games to play. If you're coming from PSVR 1, the harder sell, it depends how much you actually care about new games, but there are good games on there. So just factor all of these in, but I would say, like, I got this on sale recently, the prices came down at $550, $600, not worth it when you factor in that you have to buy the PS5, different if you already have one of course, but at that price, not worth it. I got this for like $354, which to me was a good price to buy at, and like I said, I tested it thoroughly against the Quest to see like, and this blurriness, how good is it? And like this system, how good is it? And I actually decided to keep it. The controllers are rechargeable. Again, unlike the Quest ones, they come with batteries. You can buy rechargeable battery packs. Again, that's an added upgrade. The Quest 3 might be better performing out of the box. You're going to have to buy a lot of things to make it comfy. If you're going to use it standalone, you're going to need an added battery pack strap, which is, $30, $40, $50, $100 on top if you get it all the deluxe stuff. It starts to get more expensive than you think. Again, it depends if you want the tip-top PC VR experience and you're going to go all in on that, go ahead. But I would say that if you're a PS5 player and you want to stay in the ecosystem, just plug it in, buy the game on the PlayStation Store, which is another reason why I bought this, was the PlayStation Store has good deals. I just paid like $30 and got like a whole bunch of games to try out on this. Some of them are like $2. I got Cave Digger for like $1. Those are my thoughts on the PSVR 2 and whether you should buy it. Again, I recommend it, but take all of that into consideration. Decide what kind of player you are. The experience of putting it on is more comfortable than the Quest. It's lighter than the Quest 2 and 3. If you just want ease of use and you want a good, powerful experience, this is it. If you want to deal with the added PC nightmare, well, of course, the Quest will be better in a lot of ways. If you've got a very, very expensive gaming rig, if you are willing to spend the extra money on all of the add-ons, but if you're kind of just getting into VR and you want that just good experience that you plug in and it works, and then you want to play the games, I can recommend the PSVR 2. Only get it on sale though, because at this point, we've already seen a sale. Around Christmas time, it'll probably go down. Don't pay full price. I wouldn't say it's worth full price, but on sale, if you have a PS5, worth it. Those are my thoughts on the PSVR 2, my review of it and comparison versus the Quest 2. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.